If you own or operate a bar or restaurant and you're not measuring your ideal prime costs, you're leaving money on the table. This is Mitchell Majors with Sculpture Hospitality, and you may recall from last week's video that prime costs are the combination of weekly cost of goods sold and weekly labor costs. So if you own or manage a bar or restaurant, this number, your prime cost, is the heartbeat of your operations. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that absolutely no other industry standard, whenever it comes to percentages, needs to be considered except for prime costs. Mainly because your establishment, your business is unique in its operations, and there are different factors at play. But what does matter is that our optimally performing clients, let's take a range of $750,000 to $1 million a year. Their prime cost that they're running at is between 55 and 60%. That should be your industry standard. So what this allows us to do is take multiple types of businesses and put them all on an even keel. So a family restaurant tends to run even blends on things. You know, it's easy math. So you'll find that labor costs are running around 30% and your cost of goods are at 30%. Well, we're tackling that 60% that we talked about. You know, that same 60% can be applied to a steakhouse that might have cost of goods of 40%, but because they have higher ticket prices, then they can actually get away with labor costs that are down around 15 to 20%, still within that 55 to 60% range. Take those numbers and apply it to a dive bar, and where prices are really low, so they'll hit higher cost of goods sold as well, maybe 35%, but then they'll have 20 to 25% on labor. So the key here is that number is our industry standard. So what about ideal prime costs? Well, that's the magic number, and that's where us as consultants and inventory management experts come into play. Because while that number, your prime cost, might be in your hand, we're actually putting all the numbers and all the power of what you should be tackling on a week-to-week basis. We're putting that number in your hands. So prime costs, let's say you're at 60%. We start doing all the numbers for you, and you start crunching those numbers, and you find that your ideal prime cost should actually be between 2 and 5 points lower. If you remember that balance from last week, fixed costs are here. If you can effectively drop your prime cost 2 to 5 points, those numbers go to your profit margins.